Okay. Like I said, we are marking up this passage today, which we have done in the past. Come on in, Jasmine. When we mark up the passage, what are some things we are looking for? Someone tell me. Dario. Important details. Leilani. Vocabulary words. Bobby, did you raise your hand? You were going to say the same thing? Okay. Anybody else? We have important details. Henry.
Review.
Say that again.
Review the passage.
Say that again one more time.
Review the passage.
The idea of the passage? That's what I was looking for. The main idea. Those were all correct answers. But I really wanted main idea. That's great. So we need to look for some important details. We need to look for the main idea. And we need to look for our vocabulary words. What else? What else is something? There's not really a wrong answer. Since you're going to get to mark it up however you want, what else is something that you might want to put in your passage? Ooh, Avanale said questions. Definitely. If you come across something and you're like, what does this mean? Or
Important details.
important details, yes. Daria said that. Yep, Leilani.
Maybe underline words or bold words.
Yeah, if you find any underlined words or bold words, exactly. What about if you find a word that you don't know what it means?
You can.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You can go to the glossary.
Okay, wait, yeah, okay, so Leilani pulled something that we talked about in our nonfiction text features. She said you could go to a glossary. So unfortunately, this doesn't have a glossary, but definitely, if you come across a word in your reading you don't know, go to the glossary. Good answer. Alex?
You can read the words around it to see.
Oh, yeah, read the words around it. Context clues. You can also underline it or draw a little...
circle it.
You can circle it, you can draw a little question mark on it. Whatever you need to do to help you remember, hey, this is that word that I don't know. Or, hey, maybe I could go look that word up. Or, hey, maybe I could look at the words around it to figure out what it means. Camila, make sure you're paying attention. So, let's do the first couple sections together. I know it's been a little while since we've actually marked up a passage. So, let's go through it together, and then I'll let you do the rest on your own. So, number 10, Wyatt, will you read that first paragraph for us, please? Wyatt, wait, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you before you start. I'm going to wait and mark it up after Wyatt read it. If you want to mark while he's reading, be my guest. Again, this is how you want to help yourself understand this passage. I like to hear it all the way through first, and then to go back and underline. If you want to underline while he's reading, or mark questions, or circle vocab words, or whatever, you do what works for you. Okay? A lot of flexibility on this. All right? Okay, Wyatt, go ahead.
Our whole family went to the middle school robotics fair on Saturday. My big brother Adam spent weeks building a robotic lizard that vibrates when you place it in the sunlight. The lizard
Wyatt.
The lizard then stores up the energy from light converts into motion and moves. Listening to my brother explain the robot, I felt so proud.
Great job, Wyatt. Did anybody mark anything while he was reading?
No.
If not, that's fine. Okay, yeah, you're early. What did you put? What did you mark?
The vocabulary word.
Oh, what is it?
Convert.
Yes, convert. You can underline it. You can circle it. You can box it. You can, I don't know, do some little confetti marks around it. I'm going to do it like this. Boop, boop, boop. You can do whatever you want. I just did, can you see my little, here. My little confetti marks. You can do whatever you want. Yes.
Can I look at it when I was
Uh-huh.
I noticed on the bird and the paragraph is like predicted as far as I thought.
Oh, do you know what figure of speech that is? Oh yeah, what type of figurative language, do you know? Hint, it has the word as in it. Like or as.
Simile.
Someone said it. Was it you, Abraham?
As a bird.
Say it out loud.
A simile.
A simile. Leilani said when she was, what's that first step of our strategy called? When she was surveying the passage, she noticed the other day the phrase sly as a fox. We could talk about that being a simile. Okay, Henry, yes.
Can I go to the bathroom?
No, not right now, since I'm teaching. Yeah. Yes, Alex?
Can I read the next message?
Yes, you can. I love that you're volunteering. Anybody else mark anything in this first paragraph? Abraham?
Well, I didn't mark it, but man, if you want to.
Okay, yeah.
So it is about a robot, but it's a robotic lizard.
But it's a robotics what? I'm sorry.
Lizard. Robotic lizard.
Oh, yes. So he pulled that information from the title, I'm assuming, that says the robotics guide. He says it's about a robotic lizard. Maybe that can be an important detail, yeah? I'm gonna underline that. So, here we go. A robotic lizard. I'm gonna underline that. That might be something I wanna go back and revisit a little bit later, knowing that's the robot that we're talking about. Anybody else see anything they wanna mark? Right before that, it says that the big brother Adam built the robot. Maybe that's important, the person that created the robot that we're talking about.
Yeah, I'll put it on one.
Okay, yeah, Leilani said she was thinking about it. I'm gonna do a squiggly line. Adam spent weeks building. Can you see my squiggly line? And then I underline robotic lizard. Make sure you are marking that on your passage. Shayla, are you marking it on your passage? We need to follow directions the first time we are asked. While Alex is reading the next section, you have the choice to mark your passage up. What is something that you should do that is not a choice while he's reading? Yeah, no, don't talk, yeah. What should you do with your eyes? Yeah, follow along. Should you be looking around the room, thinking about what you're having for dinner? No. And I really think that Avanale is going to be the only one that's going to be looking up at the screen because I have her passage. The rest of it, I think it's kind of small for you to see. So follow along on your copy of the page, okay? If you're not finished making your passage look like mine, please pause, and we will finish what Alex is done reading. Yes, Henry? Okay, go ahead. All right, Alex, go ahead.
Afterward, when we were getting ready to go home, some of the kids and their parents came over to congratulate Adam. To our surprise, Daniel brought his family over to meet us. His parents, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, shook hands with his parents.
Great job. Anybody got any things they marked or want to mark? White?
I marked the first sentence he said that I marked after marked that Daniel brought his family over to meet us.
Okay. Why did you mark that?
Cause
You're good. Why did you mark it? Why did that stick out to you?
Daniel brought his parents to meet Adam's parents, and
That's something that you want to remember for later? Do you think it's important? Okay, great. That's totally fine. You want to read next? Okay. Anybody else mark anything? That's kind of a short passage. Again, our markings are not going to look the same. Wyatt thinks, hey, that's something that I'm going to want to remember when I go back and I'm looking at my passage again. That works for him. That's amazing. If some of you think that's something you want to remember, mark it. So I'm going to underline Daniel brought his family over. That might be kind of important. Wyatt thinks it might be important, so let's mark it. I don't think I see anything else in here that really caught my eye. Anybody else?
no.
Okay. Avanale, read these next two. How about you? Since that one's so little, please. Follow along on your page. Oh, come here. Do you need to come up here to see it? Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
You must be so proud to have such an intelligent son, said Mrs. Johnson. While the grown-ups were talking, Daniel's brother, Mark, came over. Well, the intelligent and amazing Adam, he said to Adam. I hear you are an Einstein, the robotics guy, he said with air quotes.
Ooh. What's something that you noticed in there? I noticed something kind of important. Julie, what did you notice? He used air quotes? Okay, Alex? Oh. Okay, wait. So many things. Both of you kind of hit it. And then Dario, I want to hear what you have to say.
He
before we dive into that, I'm giving Amonale a brag tag because she used such good expression in her reading. She said, well. Because that's how somebody might say that, right? I'm assuming the character in the story didn't go, well, the intelligent and amazing Adam. You think he said it like that? No, I sound like a robot, which is what our story's about. She said, well. You got that? She read with expression. Okay, now back to what Julian and Alex said. Julian said that the character used air quotes. Alex said he thought he was being sarcastic. Why is that word sarcastic important for us in our story? Ethan, why is that something important for our story, the word sarcastic? Do you remember from yesterday? Okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You remember? Daniela, do you remember? What?
It's a vocab word.
Ah, yes ma'am, it's a vocab word. One of our vocab words. So, was that what you were going to say, Dario? I know, I'm sure a lot of you do it. That's fine. 1 second, I'll come back to you. So, Julian used air quotes. So if I come up to you and I say, if you're eating, like, super nasty, leftover, gross food, and I come up and I say that, and I come up and I say, that looks so good. What do my air quotes mean?
You're trying to make them feel
Yeah, it does not mean the real thing. What did we talk about our word sarcastic meant yesterday? Leilani?
Reading it, but hiding it with friendliness.
Yes, hiding it with friendliness. So that's kind of what the air quotes do too, right? So both Julian and Alex pointed out that this phrase sounded kind of sarcastic. And then Daniela pointed out that sarcastic was one of our vocabulary words. I think that's great. Here's what I'm going to do. So, where are my air quotes? Here we go. Air quotes, I'm going to put a V next to it. Because because vocabulary. It's not our vocabulary word. I don't want you to get confused. But it maybe can imply that our vocabulary word is being used a little bit. And then Alex said he sounded sarcastic. So this part where he says, I hear you are an Einstein. Did he really mean that he hears that he's like an Einstein? No, he didn't. He was being sarcastic. So I'm putting another V over here. All right. I'm going to finish reading. Well, let me get one. Do I have one more volunteer? Someone else that wants to read? I'm trying to get some new. Sophia M? Okay, absolutely. Sophia, will you do these two little ones right here? The one that starts with was and then go all the way to where it says fox. You're still not following along. Great job, Sophia. Okay, we already talked about Leilani noticing something. What is in that section, Leilani, that you found earlier? Sly as a fox. And Abraham pointed out that it's what type of figurative language?
Simile.
Simile. So I'm going to write simile. S-I-M-I-L-I-E. Looks like smile, but it's not. Did anybody else notice anything? Abraham's arm is literally about to fall off. What did you notice, Abraham?
The vocabulary word sarcastic.
Ah, there it is. Okay, I'm going to do my little confetti things again. around our word sarcastic. Do whatever you want, that helps you remember the vocabulary. If you wanna do a V, that's great. Dario, you noticed something else?
Yeah,
Okay.
being sarcastic too, and I work like really hard in that, like the sentence.
Yeah, he said, wait, say that one more time, about the end of the sentence?
Yeah, I work really hard for
Yeah, did you underline it, or
and
you underlined it? Okay, yeah, I think that is super important. So Adam said that he worked really hard at his project. Is that important, you think?
yeah.
I think so. I'm gonna underline it too. Anything else? Alex, did you have something else you want to read? Okay, hold on. Anything else that we marked? Let me make sure. I don't really see anything else. I think y'all grabbed it all. Okay, so for these next little sections, I'm gonna read, and then I'll stop and give you time to mark it on your own. Okay? Sorry, Alex.
Okay.
You can mark it however pleases your little heart. Yes, Leilani. Say that again. Oh, which one? Muttered. Oh, where is that? Wait, we haven't read that yet, right? Okay, save that, and underline it when we get to it, okay? All right, I'm gonna give this back to Avanale. Avanale, feel free to mark up anything that you think I missed up there. Let me read the next little section, and then I'm gonna give you a minute or so to add any markings. And sometimes there might not be a marking. You know, some of these little paragraphs down here turn into just one sentence, and sometimes there might not be a super important detail or vocab word or something that you have to underline, and that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna read this next little section. Adam shook his head. No, I gave up soccer to focus more on robotics. Mark started to laugh and tried to cover his mouth with his hand to try to hide it. Adam shyly looked up from his feet. Laugh if you want, but I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not. So if you think there's something in there that's important, go ahead and mark it. Once you're finished, go ahead and put your pencil down so I know you're done. Alright, I'm gonna read the next little part. Wow, Mark muttered quietly, shaking his head as he walked away. After we got home that afternoon, I sat next to Adam, who was reading a book on the sofa. I sat there for a moment, waiting to see if Adam would say anything. I didn't know if he felt like talking or not. Hey, he said, closing his book to look at me. I wanted to tell him he did a great job at the robotics fair, but I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to say. I felt my brow furrow as I thought. Hey, would you like to see how the lizard moves in the light? Adam asked with a quiet smile. I smiled back. Maybe I don't need to say anything at all. Yeah, I would really love that, I replied. All right, if you're not done, keep marking. Whatever will help you with the comprehension questions at the end of the week. Anybody want to throw anything out there that they marked? Leilani. Okay.
First, I underlined Charlie and the letters because I found out there were like small details
Mhm.
that very good.
Good.
And then the third one, I put I underlined my brow for what I thought.
Okay, great. You did that too, Whitney? Okay. Anybody else? Julia?
I saw the word mother.
Muttered? Okay. Yes. Our vocab word, right? Great job. Abraham?
The word furrow.
Furrowed? We seem to like that word.
I don't
Maybe
know
that
what
should have been a vocab word. What does that mean?
I
You don't know?
I just want to push them.
Oh, wait. Actually, I'm not going to tell you what it means. Wait, don't say it. I like that there's a word that we're unsure of, and I think this is a great example of context clues. I don't want to hear it, Alex, because there is a great, there are some great words surrounding it that can help you maybe figure out what that word means, okay? Yes, Henry? This is not what we're working on.
Oh.
What, Henry?
I thought it was
Yep, muttered.
Oh!
Oh! Oh, Henry drew a little bracket under some words like this. Like there's some words right here, and he drew a bracket like this. And then out here, he said, what does that mean? That's messy. But he said, what does that mean? Because he said, because I wanted to learn more about that. I wanted to go back and figure out what that means. That's great, Henry. All right, so to recap, which step did we do yesterday? And survey. What did we do today? Read, exactly. So tomorrow and Friday. How's it already Thursday?
Wait, it's Wednesday.
It's tomorrow and Friday. Yes. How's it Wednesday? Sorry, I was thinking tomorrow is Thursday, so today is Thursday. That doesn't make sense. How is tomorrow already Thursday? Is what I was thinking. Great. So tomorrow we'll recite, and then Friday we will review and do our little comprehension activity. Any other questions before we move on?
No.
No? All right, go ahead and put your passages, you know the drill, in your folder, stack, paperclip, number on top.